Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'm super excited to tell you all about my favorite books. So I'm actually going to start by just introducing myself. So my name is Katie Colby. I am an Usborne Books More consultant. I started just in August, and I actually am a teacher as well. I teach second grade. And I'm a mom to a 2-year-old boy. So I have a lot of experience with kids and education and all of that. So this is a really great fit for me because being a teacher and then becoming a mom and now being a book lady, it all just goes together. So it's pretty great and really a good opportunity for me. So I'm super excited to share with you and tell you about all of my favorite books. This is going to be kind of a long video, so stick with me. It's pretty exciting to see all these great series for different ages and different interests. And then I will also, if you need help like picking out books at the end of this party, or if it's not a party and you're just watching the video and you still need help picking out books, please reach out to me. I am on Facebook as Katie Colby. It's Kaity, and then Colby like the cheese. And then if you also want to find my Facebook group, it's Super Story Seekers. So it's pretty easy to find because it's called Super Story Seekers. And then the other way I can be contacted is by email, and that's just superstoryseekers@gmail.com. All right, I'll go ahead and get started. And then if you're watching this video through another consultant, just reach out to them to order, okay? So I'll get started and give you a little overview here of my favorites. So I'm going to start with babies and toddlers and work my way up to elementary age kiddos. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you my 2 favorites that are for all ages, and they're super fun. Okay, so we'll start with babies and toddlers. My first favorite that I want to show you is the That's Not My series. This is a super popular one in our company. The animal, there's always an animal in the book, and then it's always a mouse that's looking for his animal, whatever that is. And actually, it's not always animals. Sometimes it's like trains and planes and stuff like that, but there are a lot that are animals. So there's a bunch of these on the website, and they're so good. I love them for babies because they can touch and feel each page. There's some sort of texture on each page that they can interact with, which is really fun and really good for them. And then I also love the fact that these books really help with vocabulary for toddlers. So my little 2-year-old still loves these books. He's loved them for a long time because now he's able to kind of read them with me, or he can fill in the words because he remembers them. And there's a lot of vocabulary. So it says, "That's not my fox, its ears are too furry." So there you go. You've got vocabulary of ears, there's the body part, and then furry is the texture. And then it says the animal, fox, on every page. So that's really helpful too. So it says, "That's not my fox, its back is too soft." So they've got the animal word, they've got the body part, his back, and then they've got soft is the texture. So they're going to recognize that. I love it. It's so great. It was kind of funny because one time we had been reading this book quite a bit. And one time my little guy, his name is Noah, he comes up to me with his blankie and he says, "Mama, blankie soft." And I remembered this book, and I remembered that this said soft in it. And so he was remembering the texture of soft. So I just thought that was super cool and a really great series for toddlers, and then babies too, because babies love to interact with them and see all the bright colors and the animals on each page. So at the end, of course, he always finds his whatever it is. So in this one, he finds his fox and says, "That's my fox. Its tail is so fluffy." And then there's another texture, another body part, and it's still that fox that they're learning the animal name or whatever it is. Okay, this is another great one. I love these the bus books. So this one, or the vehicle books, I guess. This one is baby's very first bus book. There's also a fire truck one and an ambulance one. I think there's a truck one. Maybe it's a garbage truck. I can't remember. But there are several on the website. So these are a great one to check out. I love the fact that they're kind of a toy and a book at the same time, which is fun. They've got the wheels, and they can actually drive them on surfaces that are flat, and it stands up on its own with the wheels, which is really nice too. And then the wheels are actually the front and back of the book. How cute is that? And then I love the pictures. They're super bright colors. Very interactive and fun. In this one, the animals are getting on the bus, so they're waiting at the bus stop, and then the next page they get on the bus, and he goes and picks up someone else. So that's really cute. And I just really love how interactive those are with the wheels and everything. So that's another great one. Noah loved it when he was little, like probably around 6 months old or so, to a year maybe a little longer. Okay, but the teacher in me has to talk about these because I just love them. I think they're so cool. These are the finger trail playbooks. So sometimes you'll see like just playbook, and that means it's got things to play with. It has flaps. It has maybe like squishy things. It might have some different textures, like this one, the paw prints are like a velvety texture. So it's got things for the kids to play with. And then if you see finger trail, it's got these cool little finger trails. So they actually can stick their fingers in here in these little trails, and they can trace them with their finger. And they're all throughout the book. So like all the leashes are finger trails. This one's cats and dogs. So they can put their finger right in there. And one of the things I just love about the finger trails is that it's awesome for hand-eye coordination and for development of that early. So this is great for like babies and toddlers before they get into preschool. So they can kind of start with that hand-eye coordination, and it really helps when they go to start letter formation and number formation. Then they've already kind of got that hand-eye coordination down. So really, really helpful and super bright, colorful, cute books. I really love those. Okay, another one that I wanted to share with you is this cute little mirror book. And there are so many on our website now, you guys. It's crazy. We have so many mirror books. This one's baby animals. There's also the farm animals one. There's several new ones like a unicorn, baby unicorns, and baby dragons, and other cute ones like that. And I love it because it's really engaging. So this one says, in the springtime, the chicks are cheeping. Can you cheep like a chick? So it's engaging the listener to do something, and in this case, an animal noise. And I love that it asks questions. So the reader's asking questions to the listener to get them engaged, which is just a really great strategy for helping kids stay engaged in reading. And at the end it says, but who is the cutest? The cutest is you. How cute is that? I just love it. Ours is really dirty because Noah used it a lot. I should probably clean that. Okay. I have a couple more to show you. This one is my favorite. I love, love, love Nibbles. So Nibbles is super cute, and there's several Nibbles board books. There are a couple of Nibbles books on the website that are not board books. So if you're not sure, contact me or whoever your consultant is, and we can help you figure that out. But some of them are not board books. They're a little bit longer paper books with a lot more words and stuff for kids to explore. These are awesome for toddlers, and I love them. So Nibbles is the book monster, and he likes to eat books. And in Nibbles Colors, he escapes from his little cage, and he's going to try all the colors. So he's going to try red, and see he's taking a bite out of the page, so there's a hole there. He's going to try orange, and each of these pages is really rhymey and fun, so it's kind of got like a rhythm as you're reading it to them. And then he's going to try all these different colors, and in the end here it says, Nibbles, you've nibbled something bright and fun. It's a rainbow. You're so smart. Nibbles, you munched monster art. And then it asks him which one he likes best, and he still can't pick. So he has to go back to the beginning of the book and try them all again. How cute is that? Nibbles Colors is my favorite because I think colors are just so fun with kids. And Nibbles Numbers is really cute too because like it has one bite on page 1 and 2 bites on page 2. That one's another fun one. We actually have that one in his nursery right now, so he's been reading that one a lot. Okay, this is another great series. As you can see, it's well loved because we really love it. This is the Don't Tickle series, and these are so fun. So if your kids like textured books with textures, and if they like sound, they're going to love these because they have both. So the Don't Tickle series, this one says, don't tickle the bear. Don't tickle the bear, you might make it growl. So it's kind of teasing them, like, don't do it. And then if they touch the bear, it growls. So they just touch the furry part and it makes the noise. Don't tickle the wolf, you might make it howl. Touch the furry part and there it is, it's howling. So it goes through several different animals, and then at the end it says, oh no, now look what you've done. And when they push this button, all of the animals make their noise, and there's some music in the background. And I think this bird is the funniest thing. He's going shh, because they're all making their noise and being super loud. And that's so cute. So there's several of these. We have the lion one, and there's like some dinosaur ones. There's a unicorn one. There's a pig, like all sorts of different cool ones. I really want Don't Tickle the Monkey for my little guy next because he loves monkeys. Okay, one more that's really good for toddler age. This one is really nice. This whole series is the Listen and Read series, and we actually have a few newer Listen and Read ones out right now. There's a new Three Little Pigs one that looks really cute. But these are awesome because as they read or as they look at the pictures, they can push the button and it reads it to them. So it's really great for a little bit more independent practice. Or if they need to, like if you want them to be reading a book and not watching a show, but you don't have the time to like sit down with them at that moment, then they could pull out one of these, or you could give them one of these to read on their own. So they push that button and it reads those 2 pages, and they push this button and it reads these 2 pages. So it reads it to them, which is really great. We really love these in the car. That's one of our favorite spots to use them, because he kind of just puts it in his lap and he pushes the button, and it's not ever in the correct order, but that's okay. He's hearing the story even though the pages aren't. He's not pushing the buttons in the right order, but that's all right. Okay, another great one I want to show you. This one is, I would say, good for like starting around 2, like Noah's just getting into this series. But this is probably the best for like 3 to 5-year-olds, so because they're starting to understand asking questions and understanding answers, being able to kind of process. But I love these ones. So you'll see on our website that we have Lift the Flap questions and answers books. But then we also have these very first questions and answers. And the very first are for this younger age, which I love. I think they're super cool for that age because it's written for that age. So it reads like a kid would be able to understand it, like a really little one. So this one's What Are Clouds? And I just love the artwork. I think it's so pretty. And then it's great because it's chock full of flaps. If I can get this one, full of flaps, because you want, little 2 to 5-year-olds, you want their fingers to be busy doing something while you're reading, so that they don't lose interest, or, their attention span just isn't quite as high. So if they are able to kind of lift the flaps while you read the questions and answers, then it really helps. And I just really love this one right here. It says, can I visit a cloud? Yes, you can. You can fly up in a plane. And then when you lift this, isn't that so pretty? I just love it. It says, it's magical above the clouds. There's nothing but blue sky and sunshine. Isn't that cute? I just love it. So these are full of cute pictures, really good information, lots of questions that kids might ask, and then the answers to them. So I love those very first questions and answers books. They're really cool. Okay, this is another good one. I love to show this one because it's great for kiddos, especially like 3 to 5-year-olds starting fasteners. So it's full of fasteners. It's called I Can Do It, and it has like the instructions on how to do it, and then it has actually the practice right here in the book. So they can actually practice doing a button right there in the book. And then they can practice it over and over. And so it's really cool because it has buttons, it has a zipper, it has some Velcro, it has a snap, and then my favorite page, it has the shoelaces. So it has all of the steps which you can go through with your child, read each of the steps to them, practice each step, work with them through it several times so that they know what the pictures mean. And then they can practice it on their own right there in the book. And that's a really good skill to have, especially going into like kindergarten. So that's a good one for that age group. Okay, another one, and this actually goes back to probably 2-year-olds could start this because Noah has started it and he loves it. These are so cool because they are the first jigsaws. So this one's called Under the Sea, and it's got little sea animals. And I love the first jigsaws because they're just 2-piece puzzles. So there's 8 of them in here, but they're only 2 pieces. It also comes with a little book. I'll show you that in a second. But see, they're only 2-piece puzzles. So they could just do one and they could totally feel successful and not feel pressured or like they have to get it all done. So they could just do one and look at that, they did a puzzle. Or they could do two if they want to. Look, they did another one. Or they could do all 8 puzzles if they want to. There's 8 puzzles in this box. So it's really a great starting point when kiddos are learning how to do puzzles, because it gives them kind of that practice of putting the pieces together but not feeling so overwhelmed like they have to get a whole puzzle done. And then the book that comes with it is really cute because it's got actually each of those animals that they just made, and it gives a little information about them. Isn't that so cute? So each page is a different one of those animals. I just love it. I think it's so cute. Okay, so those are the Usborne first jigsaws. All right, next up we have another one of my favorites. I don't think I have any of the pens with me right now, but these are super cool. These are the Wipe Clean books. So Wipe Clean books come with a little pen attached to the book, and you just pop it off. It's in like a little plastic case. You pop that off, and then it's got the pen there. And each of the pages is like laminated, so they can just write right in there, and it's dry erase. So they'll trace the letters or whatever they're doing, and they can write right in the book, and then you just wipe it clean. So it's really, really handy, really good practice for letters and numbers. And it's great because there are actually so many of these Wipe Clean books that they go from like preschool all the way through elementary school. So like I have in my 2nd grade classroom, I have a few like grammar and punctuation. I have a words to copy, like practice words or sight words to copy. I have a addition and subtraction. I have a telling time one. So it's like a huge range of different topics that you could get with these Wipe Clean books. And the regular Wipe Clean books are a really good price. They're only $7.99. So it's really good for being like reusable. You can use it over and over again. Not even $10. And then if you want, there are some Wipe Clean books that are like bigger, thicker ones that have more pages. Those are usually like $14.99 or somewhere around there. And those have those are like the bigger workbooks. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about elementary age kiddos. So a lot of the ones for elementary age kids I don't have to actually physically show because a lot of them are in my classroom stored away. And so I will just talk about them, and I'll kind of give you a few examples of ones I like. So one series that I love, if you've got like a kindergarten to first grader and they're working on their reading skills, the phonics readers are awesome. They're all rhyming words and they work on a spelling pattern in each book. So they'll be like bug in a rug, so it's all the ugh words. Or there will be like raccoon on the moon, so there's all the oon words. And then let me think of another one. Hyena ballerina, so it's that ina ending, and trying to practice that. So there's a lot of really good practice books in that collection. And then I also really love the Read with Usborne books. They are so cool because there's a few reasons why they're so cool, but one of them is that they're all leveled. And so the levels are actually on the backs of the books. So level 1 is for new readers. Level 2 is for developing readers. Level 3 is for confident readers. And level 4 is a step to chapter books. So these are awesome for learning to read. I will say that is not necessarily grade level. That doesn't mean first graders read this one, second graders, no. So it just depends on where your kid is at, which is one thing I really like about it. It's not grade level based. It's based on where your child is at. So if your child is still pretty new at reading, then they would be a level 1. If they're getting pretty good at it, but like still kind of working on some things, they would be a level 2. And if they're feeling pretty confident, like they can read through things pretty well and they're not doing a lot of sounding out anymore, then they could be a level 3. And then if they're like a pretty good reader and they're like almost ready for chapter books, then they would be a level 4. So I really love these books because they are not too overwhelming. There's not like a bunch of words on one page. There's like chunks of words, which I really like. And there are pictures, which pictures are super helpful when kids are reading books, and especially as they're learning to read, because they are like clues. We call them picture clues for teaching. And so when kids are learning to read and they're trying to figure out a word, they can use the picture to help them figure out and see if maybe they can come up with the word looking at the picture. And then a couple of, another thing that I really love about these books, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Is that they use a lot of thought bubbles and speech bubbles. And those are really helpful for getting kids reading because they want to get to that spot. They really want to know what characters are thinking and saying because that's kind of the exciting part. And so they want to get to that spot, to those speech bubbles. I am teaching summer school this year, and I actually had a student say to me just today in class, we were reading a book and there was a speech bubble in it. And she said, "Oh, I love those bubbles." So that was pretty cool to hear that, you know, and to know like, oh my gosh, so do I. And I've always thought about that as like a really good strategy. And to hear a kid say how much she loves them, it's like, okay, that's really cool. Because it really does help. It helps them kind of engage with the story and get excited about reading it. That's why comic books are so popular these days, because they really engage kids. And they are really helpful for getting kids to learn to read because they use those speech bubbles, thought bubbles, and picture clues, which again are super helpful. So, okay, so that would be a great one for learning to read. If you have a little bit older elementary age kids that are looking at like chapter books, then I have several suggestions for you. Chapter books that I really enjoy, one of my favorite authors that we have is Sally Rippin, and she wrote Hey Jack and Billy B. Brown, and both of those series are great. Especially for kiddos that struggle with reading or have reading learning disabilities or reading disabilities like dyslexia. So her kids, she actually has kids of her own that are dyslexic. So when she wrote her books, she wrote with them in mind, which is really cool. And then I also really love the Cosentino series. That's kind of comic-y, which is really fun. And that's maybe for a little bit older, like maybe third, fourth, fifth grade, somewhere around there. And that one's fun because it has like mostly black and gray pictures and pages, but then it's got a lot of red sprinkled in. So that's kind of fun. And then the Billy and the Monsters series, I think is what it's called, is really fun too. That's a super popular one. It's a pretty easy read. So again, it's good for kiddos who are kind of just learning and getting into chapter books. And that one's fun because again, it kind of looks like a comic and it's got super bright colors. So that one's really fun. We have a whole new section of those books as well that just got released last month. So pretty fun. All right. That is all for the elementary ones that I have today. But now I would love to show you my two favorite books for any age. So these are super great. These are a series, and they're really good. So this is an awesome social emotional series. This is the All About series. So in the series, we have all about feelings, all about families, all about friends, and all about diversity. And we actually just had a new one released last month called All About Worries and Fears. It looks really good. And I just love that it gives kids, and these are great for every age. Like my little 2-year-old enjoys this book, and then I've read it in my 2nd grade classroom, and I know middle schoolers who like it too, and it's helped them. So they're just really great because it's a lot of strategies and thinking about feelings and understanding your own feelings. This one is the feelings one. So I really love that it shows all these different emotions and like what they look like. And then it also has the words to describe different emotions. And then I love that it shows body messages and clues. So here's like what people's bodies might look like based on how they're feeling. And I love that it shows kids, but then it also has an adult in there too. And it shows that adults feel too. You know, adults aren't perfect and we don't keep our cool all the time. This one even says, Mrs. Butler has a red face. She's shouting and stomping her feet. Yeah, so that teacher must have been upset. And it happens, you know, adults get upset too. Parents get upset, and it's good to understand that. It talks about, you know, how these are different feelings that you might feel, what it might look like. And then I love that it actually talks in here a little bit about, this one is good. It's like, how would you feel? So it gives some scenarios. And then it talks about jumbled up feelings, like how, if you're not really understanding how you're feeling. And then taking a moment. This is so good. Taking a break. There are different ways that you can take a break. Like you can, you know, go to a calm down, quiet place. A lot of schools now are doing this in the classroom where we have a calm down spot. Or you can dance. You can give yourself a hug. You can bang on a pan. You can stomp around and sing at the top of your lungs. You can run really fast. See, all these really fun things. This one's like squeezing something with your hands, doing a picture of your feelings, talking to someone. And this one's really good. It talks all about how you could talk to someone and tell them about it. Tell them about what you're feeling and how that could really help by talking, especially to an adult. And then it gives like some tips if you're feeling worried, how to make good choices, helping your family and friends with their feelings. So cool, right? And then I love that at the end here, it has notes for grown-ups. So it kind of gives you information on how you could use this book with your child. So that's really helpful too. And again, there are several in this series. So like the All About Families is great because it talks about how families are all different, how they might change, like if there's a new baby, different situations like that. And then the diversity one looks really, really good. The friendship one is awesome. And I haven't done the Worries and Fears. I haven't read that one yet, the Worries and Fears one, but because it's brand new, but it looks so good. So that's one of my favorite series for every kid. I think it can be super helpful. And then my last one that I want to show you is my favorite. It's so cool. So if you haven't heard of these books, you are in for a treat. So these are the Shine a Light books, and they are so amazing. The Shine a Light books are nonfiction texts, so they're going to teach information. And each page, front and back, has information. And this one's called Secrets of Our Earth. So this one talks all about the Earth. So as you go through, you can look through the pictures, and they're really cute picture books. Really helpful. They're great for read-alouds in a classroom or for nighttime, bedtime stories before they go to sleep. And you'll notice that each page has a black and white and then a color. You see that? Black and white color. Black and white color. Now, there's a reason for that. Super cool. Okay, so these are called Shine a Light books. So what you need, let me see if I can do this way. I usually do it the other way, but this is going to work better. Let me see if this will work. Okay, so what you need is a flashlight. So you're going to get a flashlight. I'm just using my phone. You're going to shine the flashlight behind the page and look at this. It says, which animals live below the waves? So I'm going to shine it behind the colored page. And look, you can see the animals behind the page. How cool is that? So the animals that live, oh, there's more. Look you can see all those different animals that live behind or live underneath the ocean. How neat is that? And so each page does that. Every single page, I'm going to go this way. I think it works a little better. Every single page, you guys, you can flip it and you can see what's behind it just by shining a flashlight. My students love this. My little 2-year-old loves it. It's so much fun. This one says, can you see the whole iceberg? So if you shine this flashlight, they're like, oh, look at the whole iceberg and there's a whale. The kids get so excited. They did not expect that. They're like, there's a whale. Oh my gosh. So isn't that neat? You can see all of it through. And it's just because of the contrast colors of the next page. And then what's cool too is you can turn the page and you can still read this part because there's more information on all the pages. How neat is that? And every page does it. That's the thing I love, is that every single page does it. So it's like a long read, and the kids just stay so engaged because they want to know what's behind the picture. So really, really fun. That's called the Shine a Light books. And you guys, our website is chock full of these. We have so many. There's like Secrets of the Garage, Secrets of the Hospital, Secrets of Animal Camouflage, Secrets of the Rainforest, Secrets of, well, what else is there? There are so many, you guys. I can't even name them all. Secrets of the Apple Tree is one of the originals, and it's so good. I still have that one in my classroom. All right, so that is what I have to share with you today. If you guys have any questions for me, please reach out. Just send me a message on Facebook. If you're partying with me or if I'm your consultant, then contact me. If I'm not your consultant and you're watching this video with somebody else, that's awesome, and I'm super excited I could be there to help them. But if that is the case, reach out to your consultant, please, okay? But I'm so excited to share with you guys my favorite books, and I hope you learned a little bit about some of the awesome books that we have. There are still so much more on the website that I can't get to all of them. So browse Let me know if you need help picking out books. I love to make wish lists. I love to make lists for you based on your child's ages and interests, and I would love to help you with that. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you later. Bye.